Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Coach Steph or Teacher Stephanie, whichever you want to use to address me, it's fine. Today we're going to go straight to the point, career path, or how to choose a career that really suits you. Choosing a career that will be successful in, that you love, it really requires a lot of thinking. So I usually get a lot of these questions because Steph, I'm good at this, I want to do this, but I don't know what to do, how to do. You move to America, you want to go to school, you want to start a job, you don't know where to start. Watch this video until the end. All right, I'm going to do it in English and I want to see if I can do it in French. You guys know my French is not that perfect. I try because people want to understand everything I say in English and it's so hard. But anyway, I'm going to try. All right, let's do this. First, let's start defining a career. Career could be an occupation, okay? Could be professional, such as a job. All right, so before you jump into such a field, which you could stay for long term, mid-term, or short term, you really have to think twice about where you want to be. Moving to America is a challenge for a lot of people, and adjusting to the American system is a lot for different people. So you really need to understand that your career or your job that you had back home in Africa could be different, okay, when you move to America. Why? Because the system is different. Just because you were a nurse back home in Congo, you did nursing, doesn't mean moving to America automatically you become a nurse. First of all, what will get you, or what will be complicated, it could be the language barrier. While you learn, while you try to integrate and find your way around a new country, you got to have plan B. You have to have plan B, because the transition from one country to another requires a lot. A career path that you choose can either waste your time or it could be a time invested. I personally, I don't know if I should say I wasted time, but I wasted 2 years studying something that I did not like. I did not do research on. I got to America, different reasons, but one of the reasons was to further my education. So I got here and people told me that jump into human service field, it pays a lot, social workers get a lot of money, human service workers, they get paid a lot, they work for the government, all these kind of things. I was like, you know what, I might as well. I went in the career field, I went to school for 2 years, I graduated in 2020 in human services and social work. I went for an internship. I didn't like it. I never liked the job. I was like, what am I doing here? That's why it's important when you're in the field, okay, choosing a career path, to always do internship, because the internship will allow you to see what actually happens in the field, which is the part where I skipped. So for me, I have my degree, it's in the pocket, but currently I'm doing my bachelor degree in Christian counseling and entrepreneurship. If you know me, I love sharing experiences. I love counseling young women and people. A lot of people come to me for advice. I'm not bragging, but there's just something that God has put in me that when I speak, people listen. So to me, communicating with people, talking to people is something that really connects me to my calling. It's something that I love doing. I wanted to go to school doing something that will push that gift to go higher. If whatever you want to become in life requires you to go to school, go for it. But do not go on a career path or choose a career path that you were pushed in, or you don't feel like doing it, or you don't love it just because you have to. You don't have to be an engineer to be successful in life. You don't have to be a doctor or lawyer to be successful in life. Just because she's a lawyer or he's a lawyer doesn't mean they're happy or they're successful. You could be successful, or you are successful, if you are doing what you love. That's the only way to be successful. As much as they may make money doing what they're doing, it doesn't mean they're happy. So do not be intimidated by people's degree, by people's career path or choice. They chose it because they probably love it, or probably they were pushed into it. All I want you to do is to decide for yourself what you want to do. If cooking is what you can do, go to a cooking school. There are chefs who make $1 million just by cooking. If doing makeup is something you can do, there are people that get paid in Hollywood to put celebrities makeup. If cutting hair or doing hair is something you do, there are people who are hairstylists and they make more money than people who got an education and a degree. So basically, being successful is doing what you love. That's it. People who go to a job for money or because other people are doing it, they end up quitting because it's not what they love doing. You may develop some love for your career along the way, but if it's not what you love, do not get into it. Or just because you went to the best school in town, just because you went to the most expensive school, does not guarantee success in life. You've been to Harvard, you've been to Stanford, you've been to all the school that you know. At the end, I decide what I want to do with that degree. I've seen people who went to Stanford, I've seen people who went to Harvard, ended up doing nothing with those degrees. So a degree has no meaning if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't love what you're doing. So take it easy with yourself, no pressure. You could go to a small community college and be successful tomorrow. So basically, where you go to school doesn't really define your outcome, but what you do while you're in school and after school defines your outcome. You probably don't have money to go to school, or that could be an excuse. I don't have money to pay tuition, school is expensive. Trust me, education is not only obtained at school, sitting on the desk and having a teacher in front of you. Most of the stuff I've learned is through books. I've developed a love of reading, which is something that most African people have. I've been one of those people. It was hard to read, and whenever I opened the book, I was falling asleep. But with time, I developed the love of reading and I've learned a lot of things. One thing I encourage is self-learning. Most of the things I've learned at school, I can't even remember it. But the things I've learned on my own, I really remember them. They're like right here in my face because I learned them on my own. So really take your time to learn yourself and learn things on your own. We have the internet, which is accessible to everyone. We have books, we have libraries, we have podcasts. The world has developed. If you only use your phone to post status and chat, you will never benefit from it. You buy iPhone 13, that's a lot of money, but you're not even using it for something beneficial. That's your phone. You'll use it how you want, but make use of it. Do research, read, find a topic of interest, and discover new things. 2 steps on how to choose a career path. If you are young, this is your time, okay? This is your time to make up your mind and choose what you want to do with your life. As Africans, I understand that most of our choices are guided by our parents, but we get to a stage or in different countries where we have to adjust, where we have to learn how to communicate with parents, how to have conversation about what we really want to do. And make sure when you're choosing a career path, you're gonna be successful in it and you really did your research. Number one, when choosing a career path, you gotta know what you love. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about food, clothes, fashion, politics, electricity, anything that you're passionate about? You have to find a career that will keep you in that field. I cannot be passionate about fitness or teaching the way I am and go into a medical field. I will never succeed, I swear to God, because I don't love it. I don't want to be in it as much as it pays well. So don't go into a field because they say it's paying a lot, but get into a field because you're passionate about it. I can even work for free as a coach, or I can even teach classes for free because it's my passion. All right. So in the beginning, when you move into a country, it could be hard to find your passion or a job that really leading to a passion. That's why we adjust and do a job. Meanwhile, while you're at that job, you finding your way out to a job where you really want to be in. So number one, find what you're passionate about, what you love doing. Because if you don't love your job or your career, you will quit and move from one place to another thinking you'll be happy. But your choice is the problem. Number two, do your research. Once you figure out what you love, once you figure out your passion, do your research about it. For example, you want to become a nurse. What do nurses do? Which school is affordable for nursing? How long does it take to graduate? Which books should I read? Which states need more nurses? Which state pays better? You have to do research. One thing I've learned about America, you are going to be independent. People will not give you information like this for free. All right? People don't share information much, so you have to discover things on your own. Do your own research. You have your phone. Take time to research about school, about scholarship, because there's so many scholarship available. So you have to do your own research. If you're waiting for somebody to tell you, go to this school, apply here, apply there, it's never gonna happen. So you have to be responsible. Do your research. Be your own researcher. When you move into a country, you have to learn how to research. If you get any information, make sure you double check it in the internet or people who have experience in that field. And number 3, develop some skill set. The reason why we need skill set is because how you get paid depends on your level of skill set. That's why they read your resume so they can determine how much you can get paid per hour. All right? If you don't have any skills, you are going to get low pay job. Because when your employer looks at your resume or your CV, the way people say it, listen, they're looking for skillful people. Oh, she can do this. She's good at this. We're giving her that position. Okay? So don't complain about a job if you have no skills or nothing to offer. So it all depends on you. Develop skills so that when you get into a job field or a work field or a career path, you are well equipped to keep that job or that position for long, especially if you love it, because not everybody who goes to a job are unhappy. Some people love their job because it's something that's related to what they love doing. But if you're at a job that you hate or you don't like what you're doing, then you're in the wrong place. You have to figure out your way out. After finding what you're passionate about, doing your research about the career path, developing skill set needed for that career path, now you have to find trainings. Okay, sometimes you can get training ahead of time before that company hires you, because when an employer looks at your resume, they're like, oh man, she's well trained, she's equipped, we need her for this job. They won't even think twice. But when somebody looks at your resume, they ask you a question you can barely answer, they'll be like, we'll call you, and they never call you. All right, so make sure you get trainings if possible. If not, you just wait to be hired and then you can get training in that company. And lastly, be optimistic. You're not the only one applying for that position. Okay, you're not the only one who wants to be in that career path. There's a lot of you. So make sure you know your competition. Make sure you know who you're competing with. So don't just relax and feel like I'm gonna just apply and get the job by the grace of God. Listen, the grace of God is there for you, but you have to work. You have to develop yourself, because the grace of God will not speak for you at work. All right, you have to be skilled. So be optimistic, have faith that I'm going to apply for this job and I'm going to get it regardless of how many people on the waiting list. I will get that job. And if you are not a career person like me, the only option is entrepreneurship. When you become an entrepreneur, you have the freedom of deciding when you work, what time you work, but it comes with a lot of work. Entrepreneurs are very creative, okay? An entrepreneur must be constantly creating, thinking of ideas on how to improve their product and make their work or their business grow. So if you don't have that type of energy, you might as well remain an employee and get paid like everyone else. If you feel like you're not happy where you are, you want to do better, you want to make more money, then you have to get into entrepreneurship. Listen, entrepreneurship does not require you to sit at the office wearing a tie. You can be an entrepreneur selling hair, you can be an entrepreneur doing nails, you can be an entrepreneur doing all those sort of things. So if you don't have that spirit of creativity, if you don't have the spirit of being consistent or of being persistent, it's going to be hard for you to be an entrepreneur, because you will meet a lot of problems along the way. You have to be strong. Because if you have the mindset of quitting jobs, one job to another, you think entrepreneurship is the solution for you, you're going to close your business after 1 month. So you really have to have a strong mindset. If you don't like working for people, think of what you can do on the side or what business you can develop for you to be successful in life. Because I know the Bible says, I will bless the work of your hand. Not the work of your boss's hand, the work of your hand. So when you are working with your own hand, developing your own product, doing your own things, God blesses your work. So we have two choices in life. Either we use our gift, we use our talent, or we let somebody use it. All right, somebody use it. Could be that employer, that person employs you. He will use your gift to bless other people, or you use your own gift to bless people. So we have two options. So when you're choosing a career, you have to follow these steps. Know your passion. What are you passionate about? Number 2, do your research about that career that you want to be in. Number 3, develop skill set that needed. Number 4, get trainings. Okay, be competent, because you're not the only one applying for that position, or you're not the only one who want to open that company. There's been a lot of companies. Like for me, I want Fit Temple. Okay, it's an active sportwear. My competition is Nike, Adidas, Puma. Those are the people I'm competing with in the market. So I need to find a way that people will wear my brand. It's not easy, okay, but it's possible with God and creativity. And lastly, be optimistic, because You will encounter a lot along the way, but you should not give up. In America, one thing with America, it's a country of opportunity. All right, you can become anyone, even a president, as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you work hard for it, as long as you can defend your work out there. You can become anything. In other countries where I came from, we did not have this opportunity. Look, for you to go to university, you could barely get a loan, but in this country, you can get anything. You can get scholarship, whether you are an African or American or not, you can get it. So if you're thinking of migrating or moving to America, I encourage you, because it's an opportunity. The American dream needs to be shared with everybody. But remember to be mentally strong, because you will encounter a lot. Sometimes you're going to end up doing a job that does not match your level of qualification, but it's a start of a life, and then from there you build your way up. You don't be discouraged, but that's where you build your way up to where you want to be. So if you have any question, you can reach me. You can reach out to me on my social media and we can talk more. God bless you.